Wonderful, Charlie. So, Charlie, how are you
Yeah,
today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well, Charlie. And Charlie,
Yeah,
your new album, Endless Optimism, was out on November 4th. So, would you like to tell me a bit about the songwriting and production behind this new album?
absolutely. Absolutely. Um, where do I start? Yeah, there was this plague thing happening uh, that kind of haven't really left, but it feels like it has left. But I mean, we had back in at the beginning of 2020,
Mhm.
we were just waiting to go on Spanish tour. Uh, so but that got canceled in May, and then everything was kind of shut down, and we had uh, a little tour of Germany that we haven't played in a long time, and also a lot of other things. I'm also an artist myself. I do like
Mm.
mural paintings and stuff, so and record covers. So everything got canceled in like a day, sort of. So we started trying out, uh, you know, uh, recording because we had a lot of songs. So we started to, like everyone else did, sending files and stuff to each
Yeah.
other. But it wasn't our thing. I think we're more of a band standing in one room with
Mm.
each other, you know. So yeah, it didn't work out, and we also we changed the drummer. First we had one drummer. uh, we fired our original drummer, and then we had another one for a year, and that didn't work out. So when things started to open up a little bit, we brought in Johan that we have now, and he just he came in. We had a gig like 2 weeks ahead here in Sweden, and he nailed all the, I don't know, 22 songs or something. And then so we just asked him right away if he wanted to be a part of us and start recording the album. And at the same time, we bought a studio, our own studio,
Mm.
in a old sawmill here in Hellsingland. So yeah, that's what I can say. It was very intense there in the autumn. We we stayed there. We slept there for 11 days in a row, and then we came back and did some solos and harmony vocals and stuff like that.
Wonderful, wonderful. And talking about the album, like, is there any particular theme or a focus towards this particular album, or it's just songs that were diverse on the whole album?
Um, we didn't have a like a thought out theme in the beginning when we started writing, but you could sort of tell after a while where it was heading. First I just write whatever comes into my head. Uh, but yeah, I think it's a lot of about, we've been doing this now for 16 years in this band. We're like it was the first time, I saw a review when they call us a hard rock veteran band. and, and I got so happy. You can't believe, I when we started out, I couldn't wait until they would call us a veteran rock band, because that's always what we have seen ourselves as, because this isn't our first band that we started out as teens. We've been in a lot of different bands, all of us. So we've kind of felt like veterans, even though we were in our 30s back then. But now everyone is approaching 50, or yeah, Jerry isn't even 40 yet, but most of us are approaching 50. So I mean, I guess you could say we're a veteran band. And what was the question again?
About the theme of this album, the
Oh
songwriting.
yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the theme, I think it's a lot of songs about like getting older and sort of coming to terms with the fact that you're gonna die one day, and getting older, and still wanting to do the best of it, you know, don't to don't not become old and bitter and tired like many people do when they get older. I mean, I had a lot of friends who became old and bitter and tired when they were 25, and
Yeah.
I refuse. So I think that's why we came up with this title, Endless Optimism. But I think you can see it in many ways. I mean, in like the band, we're endless optimists in the band. We always think that the best thing is ahead of us, the best music, the best record haven't been made yet, and I think also the world as a whole. I mean, we're in kind of dark times at the moment, or really dark times with, you know, everything. I don't have to mention it, the specialities of it, but it's. But I think humanity as a whole has this kind of endless optimism, because we always think that we're going to survive, and so far we have, and you know, we're going to go to Mars and go out in space, and you know, different. There's always like new things to explore, and you know, just trying to be positive. That doesn't mean I'm positive all the time, but I'm trying.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I need to talk about the cover art. You made up an amazing cover art paintwork for this one with a vintage touch of the 70s thing. So would you like to tell
Thank
me
you.
about this artwork and a little bit about it?
Yeah, I had some different ideas for, because I've been doing covers for bands for 20 years. But it's always harder to make one for yourself, because you're become so picky and, you know, hard on yourself. You know, it has to be really really good. So but I thought about, you know, the title and everything, and I got to think about these little books that you get from Jehovah's Witnesses. You
Yeah.
know, they with this crazy artwork where, you know, like they're happy smiling families, and you know, the lions are together with the zebras, and everything is like really nice, but it's also something really disturbing about those pictures. You know, it just looks too nice and too weird. So it's very much inspired by those little books. I had this couple that came to see me before the pandemic. They always like rang on my door and wanted to talk about Jehovah's Witnesses and wanted me to join them. And I said, like, no, I'm totally non-believer. I don't believe in any kind of religion. But they were really stubborn, and they were nice people, so they kept giving me all those
Gotcha.
pamphlets, or what do you call them.
Yeah.
So I kept them because I really liked the artwork. It's like, this is so weird. So I had this feeling that I would do something in that kind of style in the future. So I did. So it's
Fantastic, fantastic. And talking about the album, 10 rock and roll awesomeness, beautifully written songs, great musicianship, amazing vocals. The entire album is totally fantastic. I really enjoyed each and every song from this album. So thank you so much for making up an amazing album. And
thank you.
as a band, what is your thoughts on this album?
What is your?
What are your thoughts on this album? How do you feel about the outcome of this album?
Oh yeah, we're really happy about it. It's, I mean, we're always happy once we made once we finish the album,
Mm.
because otherwise, if we're not happy, it's not finished. So we try. I mean, it's such a cliche. Every band says that, oh, this is our best album so far, and you know, it's we just try to make the best possible album all the time. And right now, it's my favorite album because I haven't grown tired of it yet, and we only like played it live couple of songs live a couple of times. We had a release party in Stockholm last Friday on a boat, who sold out, by the way, our first sold out show in Stockholm. So yeah, it was a very good reception to the new songs, and yeah, we feel very strongly it's a very nice version of the band with these two members. That a lot of old fights and bad things between us is kind of gone. So we're in a happy spot and a happy place.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you also released a video on September. It started with a teardrop, a great song. Would you like
Thanks.
to tell me a bit about the video and about this particular song?
Yeah. The video is recorded in our studio. It's not recorded while we were recording it, but we kind of like faked it so it looked like we're recording it, like with headphones on and stuff like that. And also we kind of because I do those things as well, the videos. So we kind of did it in the like I'm not singing. You can't see me sing until like before the chorus or something. So I'm just putting up like to get people the idea of how sort of a very simplified way how an album is recorded or a song is being recorded. So yeah, it's very simple but nice looking performance video. I think I like it very much. Very simple, but it's kind of, if you don't like that, you don't like this band. I think it's like who we are and straightforward. The song is it's actually I have a I live in a small rural town, country, northern Sweden, and I take my dog for a walk every day, and just over across the Houston River, there's a graveyard, and I have friends resting there who died earlier. Like my first girlfriend, she died when she was 24 in a car accident. So I kind of sometimes when I walk there, I see her grave. It's like, because this was a long time ago when she passed, and I think that you missed a lot of things in life, and you were so young, but you also missed a lot of shit going on, like that you missed completely with especially the things that we had the last couple of years with the war in Europe and the pandemic and it's just a lot of shit. So I'm kind of singing it to her in a way, like it started with a teardrop and soon became a puddle and so on. So it's a loose kind of song about today's society, but I'm talking to someone who isn't here to experience it anymore.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing this information. And how does the touring look for Hellsingland?
We have I think it's 13-date tour of Spain in April. So we're going to present the dates any day now. And then we have some spread out shows in Sweden. Sweden has become really weird, like for a band of our size for the last years. I mean, it was a very much different thing 16 years ago when we started out, because then you could go around on, it's like we have this, it's called the Stadshotels, city hotels, that is like in every town in Sweden. It's like oftentimes there's a restaurant, a bar, like a discotheque, or and it used to be like rock clubs in a lot of cities. Like they had like a basement with a rock club where they had all these live bands that we used to play in, and sometimes they would even like have a discotheque with like and then they just break it and a rock band like us could come up and play, but that has all gone away nowadays. So it's a different thing now. It's most places for a band of our size is like run by very idealistic, hardcore music lovers that are really nice, but they seldom have any money to pay a band. I mean, we're 6 people and we're kind of spread out. It's like 4 of us live here in
Mhm.
Ljusdal in Hellsingland, and 2 live in like the south and even more far north of Sweden. So we yeah, it's kind of hard to get a full tour. We had a full tour for a week this last summer in Sweden. So, but that was kind of like, wow, people in other bands like, how could you manage to get a full tour like that in Sweden? So it's kind of hard. But yeah, we have some stuff to do, and we also have a big secret thing that we I can't tell you, but you will know in time. That's
That's
going to be a huge one.
amazing, amazing. And 16 years of amazing music over the years. So, how do you feel about the road that you have traveled so far?
Oh, that's not a easy thing to sum up in a short answer, but yeah, I think what most of us or all of us say is that it became. I mean, it started out as a band, you know, like yeah, let's start a band, like so many other bands before, but it has become like a way of life almost. I mean, I don't have that many friends left from outside of the band. I mean,
Yeah.
these are my best friends. They're the ones that I call if I have a problem or just want to talk, or you know. And I think it's the same for most of us in the band. And you know, our kids have been growing up. I mean, we all became fathers after. I had one kid when we started this band, and she was actually a big inspiration why I started this band, because I all of a sudden started hearing songs in my head just like 1 week after she was born or something. And then everyone has like started families, and you know,
Yeah.
and they meet from time to time our kids. Perfect, I can hear you too. Sorry about that.
No problem, Charlie. So, you were speaking about your daughter and the inspiration you got into music.
Yeah.
So,
Um, yeah, where we're at. Yeah, about the whole thing. I mean, looking back on the whole band, I think it's very kind of like yeah, a way of life. We don't really have anything better to do, you know. And this is the best thing we know. So I guess we'll just keep on doing it until we drop dead or too old and sick to not do it anymore, you know.
yeah, gotcha. And what will be some of the upcoming plans for the band?
Um, yeah, we have this big thing that I can't tell you about,
Yeah.
but it's a very different kind of thing that we're working on. Uh, and yeah, I mean, just be able to play as much as possible, touring, and keep on recording new music. I mean, we have our own studio now, so we can record how much music we want without having to worry about you know costs and time and you know clock ticking.
Wonderful,
So
wonderful, fantastic. And Charlie, finally, what would be the message that you want to give to the fans around the world?
uh, the message should have a message. Stay positive. Don't give up. Endless optimism. You know, the minute you give up, you you are gone. You're dead.
It's true, true,
Just
true. And Charlie, I want to thank you so much for giving me today this wonderful opportunity to have you on the interview. And thank you so much for amazing music over the last 16 years. Great work from you guys. And I totally enjoy each and every work from you guys. Thank you so much for all this awesomeness.
thank
I'm
you.
looking forward for more awesomeness from the band. And I wish you and the entire band all the success in the coming days. And take care of
Thank
yourself
you.
and have a great evening out there.
Thanks for having me. Nice talking to you.
Nice. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.